just there, and if we look on the display, see a button appear that says TV, and if I click that and I reposition my camera just to show, there you go. You can actually get the display appearing on a TV. It's excellent. Hi there, today we're unboxing a wireless CCTV system. So this particular one is by a company called seQuro. Details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So this particular system comes with a touchscreen 10-inch display and one camera. So that camera provides a resolution of 1080p. So let's take a quick look around the packaging. It comes nicely packaged, branding there, and the fact it's got a full HD 10-inch display on there. Coming around here, some more branding, and if I lift it up, you can see the model is the Guard Pro 2. Coming this way, nothing more on there, and some branding on this side. Okay, so let's open it up and see what you get in the packaging. Okay, so I've laid out all the items you get in the packaging. Okay, so looking at the actual user manual, all in English, and quite a nice amount of detail in there about installing this and setting up. Okay, next you've got a sticker here to indicate you've got CCTV. As I've said before, they shouldn't really highlight the brand. You don't want to give too much away, even the fact it's Wi-Fi as well. CCTV in operation should be enough. Okay, next you've got a piece of paper, multi-language. If I open it up just to highlight, and it just gives some installation and notices. Basic stuff like don't have swinging objects, no reflection in there, not putting in direct sunlight. Okay, next we've got the power adapters. So two power adapters. The black one is for the camera, the white one is for the actual touch screen. So in terms of output on there, if I can come in close just to show, you've got 9 volts, 0.8 amps on this one, and length of this one is 1.6 meters. Then we've got a power adapter for the actual screen. So if I come in and show the output on that, so 5 volts, 3 amps on that, and for this one the length is 1.3 meters. Okay, so next you've got an extension for the actual aerial. So this seems to be used for the actual camera. So if you wanted to extend the range on this, so you screw in one end, there's a cap on the other end, and you can actually plug in the aerial that's in the bag there. Okay, next we've got a HDMI cable. So one end's standard HDMI and the other one looks like a smaller HDMI connector to connect onto the screen. Okay, in terms of build quality, really good build quality, but not gold plated, just to note the actual connectors on there. And the length of this is 1.3 meters. Next you've got an Ethernet cable. Good build quality on this. In terms of length, you've got 1.3 meters on this one as well. Okay, then you've got a packet, and if I open this up, okay, so in terms of content, you've got screws, raw plugs, Allen key to assist with adjusting this, aerial, and a template for actually installing the camera, so you get the screw holes in the right position. Okay, then the actual camera. Build quality of this feels really good, solid metal on there. And if I come in here, you can actually see the PIR on there, the lens, and the infrared on there. Quite a large camera in size. So if I actually bring in my ruler, just to give you a rough idea, so at the lowest point here, we've got 11 centimeters, and up here we've got around 13, and if I come end to end, you could probably say it's about 18 centimeters in size. Okay, and adjustment wise, very straightforward. You've got this to adjust it here, and then you can tighten it, and then you can use the Allen key to adjust this point here. And if I come around there, you've got a nut here you can loosen to obviously allow you to adjust it like so, and then once you're done you just tighten it up. So coming around here, you've got a notch for the cable to come out. Lots of cable on this. It's got 2.6 meters of cable, so sufficient enough to install this in most places. Okay, in terms of fitting, you could have it going into a soffit, for example, if you wanted to come around the back, or you could go this way. Soft padding around here to give a tight seal, and obviously holes for the screws on this. So good build quality. And if I come around here, you've got the point for the aerial, so just there. If I grab it, very straightforward, screw it on, and a compact aerial on there. So impressed, nice build quality on there, but just size wise I think it's a little bit large from some of the other cameras I've seen before. Okay, so next let's take a look at the actual touch screen. And in terms of size, 10-inch, it says please take off the protect film before using touch panel. So let's pull that off. Very light in weight, not too heavy. Got the actual branding here, got an icon for the camera, home, and volume down, volume up. Coming over here, battery it seems, and warning. Coming over here, you've got Guard Pro 2 FHD, and if we now come around here, you've got 2 mounting points. Bit odd having these, only because the back is bulky, so not sure how that would work, you know, in terms of mounting it. I guess you could mount it and it comes off the wall at a slight angle. Okay, looks like a speaker point here. You've got a QR code for installation, Ethernet point there, and if we come around here, you've got the DC power input there, HDMI connection point, USB, micro SD, and off and on button here. So if I click that, you can just see. Okay, next you've got 2 aerials, pull them up, and if I come around just for a second, turn it on, lights come on. So it seems to work via a battery as well. So pretty cool. I'm impressed. I didn't realize this was sort of wireless as well. Okay, so the other thing to mention, there's rubber pads at the bottom here, so 4 locations, and just avoids it slipping when you put it on the desk. For instance, if I put it down, it stays nice and stable. Okay, so let's make a start at setting up this system. So initially, if we take the actual touch screen and the micro SD card slot here, let's put a micro SD card in there. Doesn't come with one, so I'm just using one of the ones I have. And simple as that, clips in. Next thing is, let's plug the power in. So the actual 2 power adapters, the DC connectors, are different on both of these, just to note. So you can't easily confuse this in any way. So this one goes in there, and obviously it's color coded as well. The screen's white, and obviously a power adapter's white, and with this one the cable's black, and they kept the cable black on this as well. So pretty straightforward. Okay, and on this one obviously DC power goes in there, and that's it. And next I'm going to take an Ethernet cable I've got at the side here and plug it in just there, and that's it. That's all you need to do, and you're ready to go. Okay, so I've repositioned the camera and the actual screen, dimmed the lights down in the room so you can clearly see what comes up, and we're going to power it on for the first time. So initially I'm going to plug the screen in, and next I'm going to plug the camera in. Okay, so on the screen, let me turn the button at the side on. There you go, initializing. Let's give it a moment. Wow, and that's it. Ready to go straight away. It's picking up sound as well from there. Okay, just turned it down now. So nothing to really do. You plug it in and it just works straight away. Okay, so now the system's up and running. Let me run you through the options you have available. So down here you've got 4 options. You've got camera, home, volume down, and volume up. So if I click on home, takes you into the menu system for this. Let me turn the lights off so you can see it clearly. So initially you've got camera. So if I click on that, first option here, you've got pairing. So there's a possibility of actually having 4 cameras on this system. And then you've got, okay, so you've got selection. And this is a situation if you had multiple cameras and you wanted to switch between which one you wanted visible and which one you wanted to switch between. This is the option you'd come to. Then you've got resolution, so you can flip between HD and, if I click it, full HD, as you can see. Then you've got brightness, so you can adjust the brightness on each camera. Then you've got anti-flicker, so 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz. Let's come back from there. Then you've got record, and this is motion detection, so if you want to enable motion detection on there or not. Okay, next you've got, if I click here, you've got the recording schedule for this. So 7 days and hourly intervals on this. And you can say if you want motion detection around this time, if you want it scheduled to record on this time, or if you want it to manually record. And this can be set for each of the 4 cameras if you had 4 cameras on here. Okay, going back from there. Okay, next we've got recording time. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes and 15 minutes. Then we've got storage management, format and overwrite. So if we click on overwrite, non-overwrite. So if it fills up, this will ensure it gets overwritten, and format, obviously clear it up. So this will format the card that we've got in there. Okay, always a good idea to do this when you've newly purchased this system. Okay, going back, alert. This is motion alert, so you can change the sound given by the motion alert. Just gives additional beeps. So if I click here, 2 beeps, 1 beep, and if I click there, 3 beeps, and then no beeps if you didn't want any sort of notification. There's motion there. Okay, next, if I click here, unlink alert. So this is where the camera becomes disconnected from this system. So you can get an alert for that. So again, 1 beep, 2 beep, 3 beep, or no beeps. Okay, next you've got low battery alert. So you can set beeps for that as well. And alert volume. So that's the lowest one. That's middle and high. Okay, if I click here now. Okay, so cycle, this allows you to adjust the time duration between each alert. Okay, so you've got 15 seconds, 30 seconds and a minute. Okay, going back from there, let's go to system next. Okay, this allows you to change the date and time, the first one, and sync it to the internet if you wanted. Okay, next, if we click here. Okay, so power saving. So this allows you to conserve the battery when there's inactivity. So timings here. Okay, next if we move on, default settings, so you can restore back to factory defaults on this. Coming here, languages available. If I scroll down or scroll up, doesn't move, so these are the only ones available. Upgrade firmware, so firmware version is there, and this is the latest firmware it's saying, so that's good. Let's click here. Networking details here, so IP address settings, so you could have DHCP or a static IP address, and if we come to information, says what it's been selected and what the values are at the moment. Okay, coming back, and then if I click on alert. Okay, so motion alert, and this is the indication that will be given when there's motion detected. So quite useful. So if you had the camera, for example, pointing at your front doorstep and someone turns up at the doorstep, you'll get a slight indication like so, just to indicate that someone's there. Okay, next you've got unlink alert. So this is a situation where the camera becomes unlinked from the actual system and you want to be alerted to that situation. Okay, next you've got low battery alert, and then alert volume, and then you've got cycle. So this function allows you to adjust the time duration between each alert, and there's the times you've got there. Okay, coming back from there, we've got playback, and these are the recordings that have been made. Nothing there at the moment, so obviously nothing's recorded. If I go back, and then finally you've got volume. So here you can adjust the volume just to show. Take it down and it's on mute. And that's it, simple as that. Okay, so now if I click home, take you right back and you're back to the camera. So that's all you have available in there. Pretty straightforward, nothing complicated about this one. This is sort of system where you can just plug in your micro SD card and you're up and running straight away, no messing around. Okay, so I've got the camera positioned outside and I'm just wanting to show the picture quality on the screen. So quite good. On the actual recording itself, you may see a few lines. That's only because of the refresh rate between the screen and the actual camera. Obviously, it's not giving the screen due credit really. The picture quality on the screen is very good, and it is quite sufficient to see what's going on. Now, another thing to note about the system, that obviously there's a power cable here, I can unplug that, Ethernet cable here, I can unplug that as well, and as you can see, it's still working. So there's a battery built into the device, so you could actually go around your house, for instance, with it. So For instance, if you've got it plugged in downstairs and you're going upstairs and you want to take it with you, no issues there. You don't have to worry about finding a plug or anything like that. Not too sure how long the battery would last. I guess it depends on activity and how long the screen's on, but still nice bit of functionality, the fact you can actually take it with you. Okay, so next let's make a start at setting up the app for this system. So very straightforward. I'm at my Android phone here. Let's go to the Play Store and we want to search for seQuro. So there you go, it's this app here. So if I click install and give it a moment. Okay, so the app's installed, so let's click open. And this is what you're initially presented with. So the first thing you want to do is click to add a device, and you need to scan in the QR code that's just behind the actual 10-inch screen. So if I click the scan button, allow it to access the camera, and let me just scan in the QR code that's just behind here. So let me do that off camera. Okay, so I've scanned in the QR code. So next we need to enter the password in for the system. So that's 12345. So you want to think about changing that at some point, so it's not accessible by other people. So obviously that's one of the security risks with buying these systems. Got to make sure you do change the password. Okay, so as you can see here, it's online now. So if I click there, okay, so there you go, presented with the picture straight away, telling you the resolution in the corner here. So at the moment it's 720p. So if we come down here, no snapshots found. So that's if you've taken any snapshots. If I click to the icon next to it, okay, it needs access to the storage on the device. Let's click again. And I'm going to click one more. And if we now go to that option, you can see the snapshots that you've taken on there. Okay, next, if I go back, volume there. So if anyone's speaking near the camera, then you'll be able to hear it. Okay, so you've got a microphone indicator here. So if I click there, it initiates the microphone, but the camera doesn't have a speaker on there. So that doesn't apply on this particular system. Okay, next you've got channel here. And if I click on there, you can see the 4 different channels. So if you had multiple cameras, you could in fact initiate another one to see a different camera. Okay, next if I click around here, nothing happens, and that's all the options you have available. So one thing to note, which I've noticed, is the fact that there's no record option on there. So a lot of apps have the ability to initiate a record, but obviously this one doesn't seem to have that. Okay, so let's go back from there. And if I now click down here and we go to edit device, okay, and you've got advanced settings there. So if I click on there, okay, this is where you can modify the password, change the video quality, alert settings, and the actual IP address details for the system. So if I drop down video quality, go to high, click OK to that, okay, click OK again, and now we attempt to go back into the camera. Okay, and now we've gone into a higher resolution than 720. So 1072, so around 1080p equivalent. Okay, so to be able to do this, obviously you do have to go to the actual system itself. And if I click there, click on camera, and we click on resolution, got to make sure full HD is selected on the camera for this to be working in full HD. Okay, other than that, that's the only options you have available. And as you've seen, you've not had to create an account anywhere. Cloud-based connectivity on this, and very important, I've highlighted it before, make sure you change your password on these systems to make them secure. So there you go, as simple as that to get running on your Android device. Okay, so we're filming outside now, and this will give you an idea of the sound quality the microphone picks up as well. So I'm about 60 centimeters away from the actual camera, and this is to give you an idea. Okay, so here's an interesting bit of functionality. So I've taken the HDMI cable you get in the kit, plugged one end into my TV just over here, and the other end, if I plug into the display in the side, just there. And if we look on the display, see a button appear that says TV. And if I click that and I reposition my camera just to show, there you go. You can actually get the display appearing on a TV. It's an excellent functionality there. And look at the picture quality on that. Really good. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this wireless CCTV system. Simple to set up and configure. Comes with one touchscreen display and one camera. Display itself is reasonable quality. The actual touchscreen on here is fair. It's not the equivalent of a tablet, which is very responsive, but it does do the job. Picture quality on the camera is 1080p. In terms of usability, very simple to set up and use. One thing about the app, I noticed that there's not a facility to initiate a record. So a lot of other systems I've seen have that facility available, but this one doesn't. But one advantage of this one is it actually has a built-in microphone, so it actually records any sounds around, and it also allows you to play that back as well. So there you go. Hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.